class 9 history, the age of the Guptas. Today yesterday I told you that today I will give you few question answers. Okay. Now, very important is why Gupta age is known as the golden age of Indian culture. Now, Gupta age, a golden age of Indian culture. Look at the book, all of you. At the end, it is written, during Gupta era, India reached a highest peak of civilization and culture. Full stop. During the mighty Gupta rulers, Samudragupta and Chandragupta II established political unity and economic prosperity to the nation. In the fields of literature, arts and science, full stop. They knew right, the Brahmanical religion and culture had reached the zenith of its glory. Zenith, that is at the peak of its glory. Full stop. They knew right. Thus the Gupta age is known as the golden age in Indian history. Now, next question. Write about the famous Nalanda University. Now, Nalanda University, all of you look at the book B72. Now, it was the most famous of the educational institutions of ancient India, situated near Rajagriha in Bihar. It was founded during the reign of Kumaragupta in the middle of the 5th century AD. It developed into a famous center of learning under the patronage of Gupta rulers and of Harshavardhana. Then you write the important features. It is also very important. Due to these important features, my students, Nalanda University became one of the important universities of the world, and it was established during the Gupta rulers. Admission to the university was restricted by a different entrance exam, and only 2 or 3 out of 10 succeeded in getting admission. So strict on these days. The students were provided with free boarding and lodging. Sanskrit was used as the medium of instruction. Buddhist and Brahmanical literature, logic, grammar, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, tantra and art were the important subjects. Separate question may come. What were the important subjects taught in the Nalanda University? The university became so famous that it attracted students from all over India and from neighboring countries as well. Yuan Sang, the Chinese pilgrim, studied here for about 5 years. This great center of learning flourished till the end of the 12th century AD. Now, and it was ultimately destroyed by Muhammad bin Bakhtiyar Khilji, one of the generals of Muhammad Ghori. But the ruins, last sentence, the ruins of Nalanda University proved, proved its grandeur, as we got from the accounts of Yuan Sang. Okay. Now, about the Gupta sculptures, that is, the short note may come from seated Buddha. Now, what was sermon, where he delivered his first sermon? The Greek influence on Indian art had completely disappeared during the Gupta period. The sculptures adopted a style that was totally Indian in character. A very large number of images of Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Vishnu, Shiva, and other Brahmanical god and goddesses made of stone and bronze have been discovered in Sarnath and Mathura. Among the images in Sarnath, among the images of Buddha discovered at Sarnath near Varanasi, the most outstanding is the image of seated Buddha. It is popularly known as preaching Buddha, who is delivering his first sermon, and his disciples are listening to him with folded hands. Sermon's first teaching after getting the salvation, after his meditation. Buddha is seated in a yogic meditation. The image is calm and quiet, showing the young face with half-closed eyes and calm smile. The statues was made with sandstone. Now, then B72, my students, about the literary works of Kalidasa. You also have to mention that Gupta age is known as the golden age in literature. The year works of Kalidasa is written here in the book. Very important, Malavika, Mitra, Vikramasya, Raghuvangsha, Kumara Shambhava, all these names very important. Spelling is most important. Look at the book, write it, practice it. Now, an other literary text, Vishakadatta, besides Kalidasa, because if the question comes, mention the literary works of Kalidasa, then you don't have to mention of Vishakadatta. But if the question comes why the Gupta age is known as the golden age of Indian literature, then you have to write about the Vishakadatta also. Now, very important is about the sources of history, sources of Gupta age. Sources of Gupta age you have to mention about the Yuan Sang's account and the inscription. And the inscriptions, both are very important. Now, Yuan Sang's account of India, then Allahabad pillars of archaeological Allahabad pillar inscription. Now, literary source, literary accounts of Fayan. Very important. Sources to reconstruct. What are the sources to reconstruct the age of the Guptas? There are plenty of sources, both literary and archaeological, about the empire of the Guptas. Literary sources, literary accounts of Fayan. Fayan visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. He travelled all over India for more than 13 years. On his return to China, he wrote a book called page number B67, KWO-KI, The Travels of Fayan. He mentions that the city of Pataliputra had two great grand monasteries, one of Hinayan and other of Mahayan. Now, you have to mention about the Fayan all. He felt amazed to see the grandeur of Ashoka's palace, which still existed when Fayan visited Pataliputra. The wealth and prosperity of the capital city deeply impressed him. There was an excellent hospital run by the wealthy citizens of the town. Now, although the king was a devout of Vaishnava, the relation between the followers of various sects, ACCTs, were cordial. The people were honest and law-abiding and free from unnecessary restrictions on them. The people were honest and law-abiding and free from unnecessary restrictions on them. They could go wherever they liked to go. In the book is written they desire to go. Okay. The criminal law was mild and the punishment of death remained unknown. Thus, Fayan's narrative helped not only to reconstruct the history of Buddhism, but also to know the social, religious and economic conditions that prevailed in the early years of 5th century AD. Now, then the archaeological sources. Then number 2, the literary work. First is literary accounts of Fayan, Then the literary works of Kalidasa. Kalidas was the greatest literary genius of the Gupta period. His work, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, popularly known as Shakuntala, is regarded as one of the best literary productions of the world. The Smritis also give a lot of information in respect of the Gupta dynasty. Vishakadatta's Devi Chandra Guptam, a Sanskrit drama, relates the early life of Chandragupta too. Now, archaeological sources. Allahabad pillar inscriptions. The Allahabad pillar inscriptions is in Sanskrit. It was composed by the court poet Harisena. It gives a detailed account of the conquest and personality of the king Samudragupta. The inscription shows that Samudragupta's conquest can be divided into several groups. Number 1, he first defeated the rulers of Aryabhatta, whose dominions were annexed by the Guptas. Now, page 47. It is page 47 continuing. The king then marched against the southern rulers. He defeated them, but did not annex their kingdoms. Number 3, many other forest tribes and rulers of frontier and eastern regions submitted to the emperor and agreed to pay tributes to the Gupta Empire. Then you write, from the inscription it would appear that Samudragupta never knew any defeat. Samudragupta was a great conqueror. It is clear to us from the inscription. After this conquest, Samudragupta performed Ashwamedha Yajna. On this occasion, he issued gold coins depicting the sacrificial horse. The Allahabad pillar inscription calls Samudragupta a great musician. This is also confirmed by some of the coins which show him playing the veena. Then the Vishnu temple and the Gupta sculptures. The Gupta sculptures discarded foreign influence and adopted a style which was totally Indian in character. The Gupta artist made beautiful statues of Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Vishnu and other Brahmanical gods. The image of seated Buddha at Sarnath and the standing Buddha discovered at Mathura are the most outstanding specimens of Gupta sculpture. Now, next question, that is about the Samudragupta's conquest. Very important. Samudragupta's conquest. B68. Okay. Now, then Fayen's account of India. Fayen's account of India is also very important. Decline of the empire. Decline of the empire. B71. Write a note on the decline of the Gupta Empire. Now, right. The decline and fall of the Gupta Empire were mainly due to the following reasons. An important reason seems to be the repeated invasion of the Hunas, who had occupied a most vast area of Punjab and some parts of central India. Full stop. But the most important reason was that after Skandagupta, most of the Gupta kings were engaged in disputes of succession, various parts of the empire had come under the sway of the different branches of the Gupta family. Now, and the Gupta age was called the golden age of Sanskrit literature. Describe it. Why? Discuss. Okay. These are the several questions I discussed. Now, Wish you all the best. Go through it, go through the chapters, because all the questions are textual. This chapter is very important. Wish you all the best. Happy weekend. Okay, meet you in next week and with another new chapter. Okay, thank you.